And now new information. Over the last few years, counties across central Illinois have seen a rise in their homeless population. And Champaign-Urbana's point-in-time count shows that trend is continuing. Our Marlena Lang reports.
The continuum of service providers to the homeless completes a point-in-time count every January in order to gauge roughly how many homeless individuals are in the area. With this year's count, they discovered that there has been an increase in homeless individuals, but a decrease in certain types of housing.
In this year's point-in-time count, we did see an increase in the number of people experiencing homelessness. And so this year there were a total of 279 people that we identified who were experiencing homelessness. And compared to last year in 2023, we identified 215 people.
In the last year, I've spoken with several experts about the reasoning behind the constant increase in homelessness across central Illinois. In Champaign, some believed it was due to a new low-barrier shelter. But the more common answer is it's too expensive for many to afford basic necessities.
Unfortunately, these are trends that are occurring nationwide, and I think especially in the last few years, the rising cost of housing in particular, as well as inflation, is playing a part in that. There's a growing disparity between people's income.
Another factor, Harmon says, is the loss of pandemic support, such as rent assistance and SNAP benefits. During this year's point-in-time count, the Continuum also conducted a housing inventory count, which tracks housing projects exclusive to people experiencing homelessness. Harmon says through this count, they discovered a decrease in emergency shelter beds while revealing a significant increase in transitional and permanent housing beds.
It was kind of a shifting from emergency shelter to transitional housing, and I think that's just indicative of, some people need longer-term support.
But Harmon says the need for emergency shelter is still there.
And there's an increasing need for emergency shelter as well. It would be great in our community if we had a bed available for when anybody is unsheltered.
Harmon added that this year's point-in-time count was done a bit differently than in the past, with more volunteers, follow-ups with local homeless service providers, and canvassing more areas in Champaign-Urbana. Harmon believes this gave them a more accurate number than years before. Reporting, I'm Marlena Lang. Back to you.
Thank you, Marlena. The continuum of services providers to the homeless also received additional funding this year from the Illinois Department of Human Services, allowing them to increase the number of supporting housing programs and services. Don't miss a video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today for more Central Illinois news.